Session.
Ready when you are.
It's there on the floor.
That's gorgeous.
That's my.
That's all right.
Okay. Welcome to the September 11th, 2025 public hearing of the Southampton Town Planning Board. We'll do a roll call, please. Gloria?
Chair LaFaro,
Present.
Vice Chair Fidity.
Present.
The Secretary is here. Board Member Mutu.
Present.
Board Member Neely.
Present.
Board Member Fulham.
Thank you.
Present.
Board Member Blazer.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our thoughts for all the families and victims of 9/11. Okay, the first item, the 94 Dune Road Holding Corp. has been rescheduled for October 23rd. And we did that at today's session. So if anybody's here for that, it won't be happening, October 23rd. So Foster Avenue, do we have, where's council?
Over there.
We do, Madam Chair.
We do, great. Tom, do you want to read it into the record?
Sure. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, September 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider the pre-submission application entitled 45 Foster Avenue. The site plan application proposes the construction of a new 66 by 112 or 7,392 square foot metal building with 6,347 square feet as warehouse and equipment storage and 1,045 square feet as office area for a well drilling operation on a .579 acre, 25,228 square feet parcel located in the LI 40 zoning district within the Aquifer Protection Overlay District and Archaeological Sensitive Area situated at 45 Foster Avenue, Hamlet of Bridgehampton, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-69-1-5.
Thank you. Is someone here to represent this application?
I am, yes.
Okay, please, go to the podium.
Good evening, Haley Greger. I'm the agent for 45 Foster Avenue LLC and Greger Well Drilling, 37 Squiretown Road, Hampton Bays, 11946. Not to reiterate everything, but I am here briefly to present to you the proposed site plan for the future Greger Well Drilling storage or warehouse and office. It is our intention, and when I say our, I'm speaking for my husband Brian and his brother Ben Greger, who are the owners of Greger Well Drilling, that this property be used as a home base to store equipment, trucks, and machinery for their well drilling business. As you know, the property is located in LI 40 industrial area, which is an appropriate area for our use, and it is surrounded by other industrial type businesses. Adjacent to the east is a propane company, which also has a large cellular tower on the property. This property has an access easement over our property, and in our proposal, we would use this shared easement space to access our property. Adjacent on the west is Bridgehampton Steel. Both owners of the and tenants of the properties have provided us with signed letters of support. We had gone to them prior to submitting everything and went over generally what we wanted to do. The letters may be in the file to the extent they're not, and they mean anything to you want them, we're happy to provide them with you. Immediately to the south of our property is a right-of-way, a dirt road that is owned by the Long Island Railroad, which runs along the train tracks. The current state of the property, as you can see, is a bit of a mess. It has been used as an auto mechanic repair shop for years. The existing structure is a one-story cement building that is located almost right on the street-facing property line. The entire site is developed with almost no natural vegetation. It's just rocks and dirt. Our proposal is for a single steel barn building to be constructed along the western side of the property facing east. With respect to the building itself, you just heard the dimensions. The total square footage is within the allowable limit of the 30% lot coverage for LI 40. The height is allowable because we are exempt from the pyramid law. And also the height is deliberate so that the machines, specifically the well rigs, can get inside and the mast can stand up and they can do routine maintenance and whatnot inside, irregardless of the weather. The proposed building is situated along the western side of the property to allow for maximum outside space for parking and maneuvering the vehicles around to get into the building. It's along this side because of the easement on the eastern side. It just wouldn't fit. We can't block that easement. We recognize that we are proposing the building to be placed within the setbacks. Our current structure and the neighboring structures on both sides are all non-conforming to the current setbacks. Our proposed building and the overall site plan should be considered a major improvement for the street compared to what is there now, and we welcome any further questions or comments you may have.
So you intend to demolish the building,
Yes.
and all those cars will go as well?
Yes.
So you'll have a bare site.
Bare site, correct.
This is the site plan?
Yes.
Do we have that up, Anthony?
Yes, and I think you all had copies of it. I don't know if, I guess I don't.
Well, we're trying to get it up on the screen.
Oh, on
if
the
we
screen
can.
there. Yeah, so this is, this right here is what we are proposing. The current building is right up here along the road. And then this dotted line, I guess, is what would be the principal building with the setbacks. You know, the property is a weird angle there.
Yes, it is.
And this is the easement that I had mentioned is right here. So this is where the trucks pull into the propane company, and there's like that tower right here. We would use this to enter here. So there's one point.
So you wouldn't have another curb cut?
Correct, no, it would just go right in there. There's a telephone pole, and this is already paved, so we would utilize that. Right now, as you can see, there's nothing here. Everyone just pulls straight in, parks on the road. There is a fence with like a little gate, but it's kind of a free-for-all over there.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Does anyone wish to speak to this application? No? Is there anyone, Peter, on Zoom?
No.
Okay,
Motion to close.
good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pre-submission, so we'll close with a 30-day written comment period. Motion by Dennis,
Second?
second by Gloria. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 7 in favor. Thank you. Moving on to Sandy Hollow, Hamlet of Tuckahoe. George, would you, do we have notice, council?
Sure, thank you. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, September 11, 2025, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing, to consider the site plan special exception application entitled 25 Sandy Hollow Road LLC. The application to change the use from an auto radiator repair shop to a special trade contractor, landscape contractor, located on a 2-acre parcel situated in Hampton, in the HP zoning district, New York State Archaeological Sensitivity Area, situated at 25 Sandy Hollow Road, Hamlet of Tuckahoe, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-129-2-39.
Thank you. Wayne?
Good evening, board members. Wayne Bruin, O'Shea, Morsinsigan Bruin, Southampton, New York, on behalf of 25 Sandy Hollow Road, LLC. As the notice indicates, we're here for special exception and site plan approval. We had a pre-application. The board gave us valuable input. The property is a 1.988 acre parcel, triangular parcel. It's about 250 feet north of Sabonic Road and about 300 feet of County Road 39. The property's been zoned commercial since 1957. In 1964, the zoning board granted a permit to allow the landowner to erect, operate, and maintain a public garage as an auto radiator repair shop. If you may recall, this activity encompassed the entire property. It was disturbed, and it operated for a number of years until recently when the owner passed away. His surviving partner since cleaned up the property and engaged a landscape contractor to occupy the property. If you had the opportunity to look back through the aerial photographs, that's a more recent one, but if you did, you'd see it look like the prior site plan. Cars and trucks, everything all over the place. That being said, the operator had taken steps to create berms and vegetated the surrounding property lines with evergreen screening. So it is kind of discreet as far as the activity on the property or parking, and for the most part. However, there is a little building, and if you drive by there, you'll also see that there is no defined curb cut. It's one large paved area with no defined curbs, and people just pull in and park. And so our proposed site plan is for special exception approval for a special trade contractor, that being a landscaper. Among the improvements we're proposing is to create a defined curb cut with both an ingress and an egress. And then that front area would be curbed in accordance with DPW requirements. We will be providing 2 handicap spaces in the paved area that's in front. Among other things, the northerly property line is the extent of the highway business zone, and the code requires a 50-foot landscape transitional yard. You can see the existing improvements and trailer storage encroaches in that area. The plan, and you have a landscape plan, is to revegetate that entire 50 feet. The property has public water, and as I indicated, we've met with DPW about the new curb cuts, and there will be drainage provided on that as well. I don't know if you have any particular questions.
What is the property across the street, across the road?
Glad you asked. The property across the street was the former auto museum, which is now
Okay,
the
yeah,
waste
yeah.
disposal. Norsec, it was Norsec, and then now Winter Brothers.
Yeah.
They operate out of that site for the most part. They're both north and south. There is a wooded area directly across, but that is part of that whole operation.
Okay.
It's all cleared up.
There are some pretty mature pine trees along that
Yes.
stretch there. You're going to work around them with your
We're not
curb
touching
cuts?
those.
You're not touching, okay.
Everything you see in the frontage, particular that evergreen hedge and berm right there, is all to remain.
Okay.
The access point are going to be incorporated in the areas where there's already access, but we're eliminating the middle area between. So you'll just have
Cleaning up the
north of the
entrance
building and south of the building.
Okay, okay.
All that will remain.
Okay. Any other questions from the
Is
board?
the snowman staying?
As far as I know, the snowman is intended to stay. It was something the prior owner took pride in, and he made it out of materials and welded it himself, and it's been there for
Be there.
a couple decades.
Anyone in the audience wish to speak to this application? Peter, is there anyone on Zoom?
No one.
Okay, so then we'll move to close with a 10-day written comment period.
30 days.
Is it for special exception? No, it's 10
No,
days.
10 days.
10-day written comment period. A motion by Kate, second by Gloria, and all in favor. Opposed, abstentions, 7 in favor. So we're moving now on to Lewis Road. We have jurisdiction, or is it open?
No, we're gonna have notice, but I just wanted Wayne to put on the record, we have notice.
We have sufficient notice, okay. Dennis, do you want to read it, please?
Please take notice in accordance with Local Law 14, 2022, public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, September 11, 2025, at 6 p.m. Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider site plan modification and subdivision covenant amendment entitled Lewis Road PRD. The applications are in regards to the release of up to 59 market rate units before completion of the work workforce housing units situated in the CR 200 zoning district, compatible growth area in the Central Pine Barrens Overlay District, Aquifer Protection Overlay District, located generally north and east of Lewis Road in the vicinity of Spinney Road, and extending north and to and beyond Sunrise Highway, Hamlet of East Quogue. Tax map number 900-2503-1 et al.
Too many to list.
Okay. Bruin?
Good evening, board members. Wayne Bruin, O'Shea, Marcinson, and Bruin on behalf of the applicants. The applicants consist of DLV Quogue LLC, the Hills Homeowners Association. We also represent East Quogue Farms. This is the copy of M4, one of the sheets out of the filed subdivision map. East Quogue Farms is, as you recall, the easement area that gives access off of Lewis Road. That is now a LLC that is owned by Discovery Land as well. So when notice was required, the notice would go to our office, and that's what Christine wanted to make sure, is that all the abutting owners got notice. Well, East Quogue Farms received notice as well. There were also other parcels. So the notice requirements asked for the abutting owners. The planning department provided us with the list from the tax rolls. We noticed that they didn't include the out parcels that are in the center of that, so we included notices to those. We also included some notices to lots that have been conveyed, although most of the lots are still in Discovery Land and/or subsidiaries or other entities of Discovery Land where notice would be sent to our office. That being said, we're here tonight not for a development application. We're not developing anything at this point. The development has already occurred. If you recall, the subdivision approval and site plan approval required the construction on the workforce housing lot of a building to contain 12 workforce housing units for rental purposes. And the planning board, probably based on track record of other applications where you required workforce housing and it wasn't where the developers moved pretty rapidly to do that, imposed a condition on the applicant, and that condition was set forth in the final conditional approval to be incorporated into a covenant. As well, it was a condition of the site plan approval. And that condition was that the workforce housing building needed to be constructed and completed before the issuance of the 31st certificate of occupancy on the lots. In June, we wrote a letter to the planning board and identified a concern that we had. And just so you know, we did receive a building permit about a year ago for the construction of the 12, so there's no issue of how or where or when. However, what we realized, and partially because the town board amended the code and allowed a provision for housing for golf course employees, that was something that the Discovery Land realized that 12 workforce housing compared to the number of employees that are for both the golf course and the operations on the property could be well over 100, which is typical of the other golf courses out here, in which case, there's going to be a shortage of potential housing. So we started looking at, well, how could, or what are the avenues or, alternatives of how we could do more housing. We started discussions with the planning department, and we identified that there could be an opportunity, and I say could, doesn't mean there is, or that we have anything, but we're looking at, instead of the 112-unit building, that maybe there's more than one building or a larger building where we could provide additional workforce housing units. And the problem with that is we understand that there is an entire review process, first to identify how, where, and what's the procedure, but we would need your approval, health department approval, Pine Barrens approval, all of which would not occur in a rapid time period. So the question was, do we proceed building the 12-unit building, which would then foreclose the opportunity on that site, or do we postpone that? And so the request we made in June to this board, and the board determined we should have this hearing, is whether or not we could modify and extend that timeline rather than, we suggested different alternatives of how you could do this, but what was suggested to us is that rather than the 31st CO, that we extended to the 59th CO. As you know, we have 110 lots. So this is not a case where the applicant is going to walk away and do anything to avoid building the workforce housing, but this is a question of, can we get some time to allow us to consider whether there should be any additional workforce housing on the site? And that's the request before you, in which case it would require you to adopt a resolution amending your site plan condition and a resolution to allow us to amend the covenant if necessary. So
Okay.
if you have any questions, again, there's no development at this time. We're not proposing anything. We're just looking for the time, the opportunity to perhaps explore this. It may come to a point where we realize there's nothing going to be done, and we'll proceed and build the 12-unit building, or you'll see a formal request, and at that point, you can determine whether it's appropriate. You'll have the necessary hearings, and all the necessary approvals would be necessary at that time.
Okay. We're familiar with this on the board.
Yeah.
So there are lots of people who want to speak, and I'll just go in the order of your signatures. Carol Olson.
Good evening. My name is Carol Olson, and I'm from East Quogue. And of course, we're very concerned about the Hills project. Now, my understanding, and I could be incorrect, is that more housing is being proposed by the Hills project, but off-site. Is that correct or incorrect?
You have to address your questions to us.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That was the question.
There's no additional housing being
There's
proposed.
no, we have no application for that.
You have
What
no,
tonight is an amendment to the covenant, which gives a timeline, essentially, when they can build it. They want to
Adjust the timeline.
adjust the timeline. which
so
is
did
what
I understand that when they were talking about the number 39,
Right.
would that mean 39 dwellings?
No.
No.
Let's see if I can paraphrase it.
Please.
The covenant said that when they get to the 31st C of O of your buildings in the whole site,
31st.
right?
That means they're built and they're approved by the building department.
Okay, I got that.
triggers the building of the 12 affordable units. Okay?
Affordable
Of
units.
the 12 affordable units that are proposed
Inside
and
the site.
approved,
That have
inside the
that have already been
compound.
approved.
Now, is this workforce that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, workforce that's going to rent or workforce that's going to purchase?
Rent.
Rent. Okay.
So what Wayne is proposing, what they would like to do is to amend that covenant instead of 31st C of O, to move it to the 59th. Because they are I don't know whether you're behind schedule or what you're doing, but when they come to the 59th C of O, that would trigger building these affordable housing units.
So then it's a waiting game that they're asking for.
What he's saying is that they haven't worked out their formula for affordable housing. Wayne, is that correct?
If you want, I can explain a little bit more.
Yeah.
So what I forgot to mention is that right now we have over approximately 45 building permits we expect for dwellings. And there's 110 approved, and there's a 12-unit workforce housing already approved.
But you're expecting 100 people to work there?
Eventually, the golf course, just like other golf courses, can have up to 100 seasonal employees. So the point is, they are going to either travel to the site Or, like other golf courses, they look for employee housing. This board is very familiar with that process. We don't know how or where, but we think there's an opportunity here. But if, as you know, one of the things that's different from this, which might be your issue, is if we don't do this on this site, which we're connected to sewers, it's already taking under, traffic and everything else. We're left to do what other people have to do, is go find housing elsewhere in the community and buy houses and rent them. So that we have about 45 building permits. We're probably ready for about a dozen of those by the end of the year to have their CO. And by the end of next summer, we expect to have beyond the 31st. If we started today on the workforce housing, it'll take 18 to 20 months to complete it. So you can see the gap in time that we would be putting in jeopardy, 20, COs on houses who people won't, looking for their COs because this workforce housing hasn't been built yet. And it's only because we're looking at this opportunity of the possibility of having other additional workforce housing provided on the site that would be on that one lot in a building or buildings that fit onto that property connected to sewers.
So just to clarify, you want the workforce housing for this facility to be built within this facility?
Yes.
That's your intent?
Yes.
Carol, does that answer your question?
You want
Well, that helps. It helps a little bit, but what concerns me is
Jackie,
I walked into an antique store
quiet while they're talking.
and they wouldn't let me out.
I'm sorry, what did
That was a joke.
I missed the whole thing because. people
Okay,
would
here's,
come.
here's the joke. I walked into an antique shop and they wouldn't let me out. My concern is the deal. If the deal was already made, then I think that the company should stick with it. Amen. Thank you.
Okay, hold on till we get everybody up. Thank you, Carol. Christian Connolly?
Hello, my name is Christian Conley. I'm a resident of East Quogue. I want to start by saying that I've actually been a supporter of the Hills for the entire project. But at some point, my priority is always going to be the well-being of our hamlet. I'm here tonight with the hope that the Planning Board will deny Discovery's request for an extension on the covenant they agreed to and urge them to be responsible, cooperative neighbor. The Planning Board considered this matter back in 2022, which required Discovery to build workforce housing on site. The board could have chosen to allow an off-site alternative or a monetary contribution under the New York Housing Affordability Act, but a decision was made that best serves our community. Discovery was issued a building permit for workforce housing back in May of 2024, yet they chose not to build at that time. That decision undermines the claim now that the construction would take 18 to 20 months. Discovery was issued a building permit, at the last meeting, Jessica and Sulaco expressed Discovery's desire to build, and I quote, a mix of different kinds of types of rooms, traditional one-bedrooms with kitchens and baths, others more like your own room, your own bed, but maybe you're sharing a kitchen, end quote. For all intents and purposes, we'll call them what they are, dorms. Building dorms is an entirely different matter, and it does not replace or excuse the workforce housing that they committed to in their agreement. Discovery is forever moving the goalposts. They're jumping the line at the last meeting and always dangling carrots in front of the board and the residents of East Quogue. At the last meeting, Mr. Bruin mentioned there is some opportunity to get more workforce housing. At the moment, I'd like to see the 12 units they promised to build before they start exploring ways to get more. I hope the board will hold Discovery to their word. The workforce housing needs to be built before additional COs are given.
Thank you. Marissa Bridge?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marissa Bridge. I'm the president of the East Quogue Civic Association and the East Quogue Beautification Committee. I represent over 600 members, and the vast majority of them are against this. And I know that because most of them became members because we spent 10 years fighting this project. I agree with what Christian is saying, and I would like to say, please don't let Discovery Land get away with this. They agreed to build the workforce housing for the locals on the present Hills site. Don't let them postpone building it because they were required to build it. Please don't let them renege or change the rules because they're a wealthy corporation. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn Pugh, is that correct?
Yes.
L-I-N-N, right?
Linda, L-I-N-D-A.
Linda, okay.
Oh, and whichever you prefer.
We'll do Linda.
Hi, I'll be brief. I'm here to oppose that there be an amendment. As Christian said and Marissa said, we want the 12 workforce housing built before they are given the opportunity for 59 market value more homes. They were able to construct their golf course and quite a number of other buildings, but they have not broken ground at all on the workforce housing. So I would appreciate if the board take this under consideration and have them live up to their covenant and deny this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Lou Schilt?
I would be redundant based on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Jackson?
Hello. First, my name is Elizabeth Jackson. I'm from East Quogue, and I have been voluntarily as a community member working on this project for 10 years or so. I know a lot of what's going on, but at this point, an agreement was made, an agreement needs to be kept. So far, that's one of the things that Discovery has proven to us in the last couple of years they're very, very not good at. As the plan was approved in December of 2022, it took until the next summer for them to get their signed documents, to get their signed maps and site plans. Then we already had, there had to be revegetation projects. By the next year, the planting plan came to you to get approved for a revised planting plan in February of 2024. I don't know that we have those copies yet. Then in April, they had to go to Pine Barrens of 2024. They needed a conservation management plan for the planting changes that they made. So now they were presenting that they found invasives, and they found that they were going to let other areas talking that talk, lots of talk. They also haven't presented the documents needed to them to show the final plans in play and what they're moving forward with. Everything's still outstanding as far as I can determine. They also continue to make this urgency a part of the game because at that point it was, oh, we need this approval because we need to start the revegetation process. Fall 2024, we need to do that revegetation. It's important, it's imperative to this project. Yet they haven't started or gotten documents to say they should be able to start because without the approvals, they don't really have the approvals. September 2024, that would have been that reveg time. Not sure if any reveg has started. They had a technical memorandum come to you. We found out about this recently, didn't really know it was happening. What that was, if you recall, they were modifying their site plan. They've adjusted square footage of the project. They've made bigger areas within recreational clubhouse. They've eliminated things that we really didn't think they should have had in the first place. They've adjusted this, they've adjusted that. Coming to you for more concessions, giving us nothing. Then they requested additional changes, and they had to go back to Pine Barrens for tree removal, because there's these beetles that are taking down their trees. So now, we still don't know if they've done the other. Now they're asking for this urgency because these trees are we had a fire and we're gonna have this danger. They were required in a letter that's on the common website that you can get from Pine Barrens to submit the documentation, the final plans with all of the details on it by the end of last year before they were going to proceed with removing all the dead trees that they wanted to because they're in managed areas. Julie Hargrave has not gotten those yet. So I don't know if they removed the trees this winter. They can't remove them during the year because we know there's the bat is in season and things like that. If they haven't removed them, then it's possible that the beetles are spreading, and they're going to have more than 12 acres of trees within our conservation areas that are now going to be removed and have to be just done up pretty afterwards. All of these things, mind you, we spoke about prior to the approvals. We said, tell us where the beetles are already damaging, then maybe we can use those as areas to clear rather than clearing the nicer habitat. So this has all been discussed, not last minute. Then they went and they've added permits for, they've even amended building permits. They amended the gatehouse. The gatehouse now has a fireplace and a shower in its bathroom, and it's a different location. Continuously changing what they're doing, and at no point following through with any of the stuff that they've expressed they were going to do. It's also very entertaining to hear, we knew it was coming, that the golf course would need its employees. Again, brought up time and again during all of our hearings. This is not a company having a golf course. This is a subdivision community with amenities for the residents run by the homeowners association. Homeowners associations do not have 100 employees. Companies that homeowners associations pay to run their business have 100 employees over the summer. It is no one's responsibility on this site to house those people. This is not a commercial site. It's not a commercial entity. This is a homeowners association, and that's because of how they went about getting all these approvals. There's also a question of, has the SDP even been up and running yet? How many properties are needed to be up and running before they can run the SDP? I have yet to see any permits and approvals from the health department. It's possible that they're not allowed to activate it until they have so many parcels running. None of this has been presented to you. They never tell you. They might tell someone else if they ask, but then they keep it hush. It's a lot to digest, I understand. So we don't know if the Suffolk County is in good graces with them right now. We don't know if the parcels that are currently being built might have their own septic system temporarily. They've had parties already. They've had people every day of the week golfing since Memorial Day. People are gloating online about the golf course. Where have they been using facilities if there's no facilities CO'd? Not a single house, not a single building is CO'd on here. It's also preposterous to think that a 6,000 square foot, extremely modest 1 and 2 bedroom workforce housing unit for the people of Suffolk County is going to take 18 to 20 months when they're building on small parcels 7-bedroom, 8-bedroom houses, one after the other. They have a clubhouse that is bigger than all the public entities of East Quogue combined. The golf course is completely in play, and yet there's no residents. If you have a house and you want to put a tennis court on your house, that's your secondary use. You can't build a tennis court on a property you own until your primary is there. Right now, that's another concession that we've already made. No one should be on that golf course because there are no residences for the secondary use. I could go on. I think others have things to say. The bottom line is, absolutely not. Nothing warrants us to be giving any kind of credit to any of these requests, these pleads. We just want the housing built, so at the very least, we can get 12 people in some kind of stable housing locally so that they can contribute to the rest of the community.
Thank you very much. Mary O'Brien?
Hello, I'm Mary O'Brien, East Quogue. I have heard a number of terms being used. We heard affordable housing, we heard workforce housing, staff housing. In my mind, workforce housing is affordable housing for local people. We know there's a desperate housing need out here, and I think many other East Quoggers envisioned the 12 units were going to help get homes for 12 local people or local families so that they can either remain in the area or not have to be traveling from way up the island. Now I'm kind of hearing golf course employees That was not at all my understanding of what those 12 units were going to be. And yes, I know that there have been some changes in the town code to allow golf course housing, which I actually think is a great idea. But I think that is a totally separate issue that should be addressed down the road at some point when they find out exactly who's working for them and what their housing needs for their staff. Workforce housing is affordable housing for local people. Staff housing is a different story. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just to say that this application was approved with 12 affordable housing units, not staff housing.
Not staff housing.
Okay, Michelle Meduski? Meduski.
I'm going to apologize, I'm not really a public speaker, and I had a whole thing written down, but I just want to say to both of you, I don't understand, what are you trying to do? You're complaining that you don't?
Direct your comments.
I'm sorry.
You have to
And
address it.
complaint is
Into the
boo-hoo
microphone.
that they can't find housing for their staff. I can't find housing for our staff. My children are not able to stay here because they can't afford houses here. And yet we're listening to people trying to unring a bell that's already rung. A commitment was made to all of us, every single one of us, that there was going to be workforce housing. So now this big, giant corporation can't afford to rent from us local people? Or worse yet, they're having problem finding housing? Welcome to the East End. Like, come on. The promise was made, make these people stick with their promises. And I am standing here as the mother of a fourth-generation children. Sorry, that was poorly put. And my daughter just texted me, remember, Mom, you're fighting for your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Our family has been here working. We are plumbers, we are electricians, we are pool people, we are garbage men, we are all of those trades, but yet we have nowhere to live. Or if we can find a place, my son bought a house 2 years ago. He was able to afford it, thank God. He started working, I kid you not, 12 years old. He buys a house, he bought it for $810,000, and that was a bargain in East Quogue. Happily for him, he's next door to our family compound. There are 8 of his cousins that are his neighbors. I'm not going to get into what happened. My son rented the house for a little bit, and they're squatters, and that whole dream was ruined. Nobody helped us. So these people are wanting help because they want to house their workers? Stop it. They're not even good neighbors. They're going through the wrong entrance. They're going through Mark Crocky's property instead of the main entrance because that's aesthetically more pleasing. They're running their leaf blowers and their lawnmowers at 5 a.m. on weekends. Nobody's stopping that, and now they want special dispensation for housing? I'm sorry, this is wrong. And if you guys buy into this garbage that they're selling, it is a crime of moral turpitude. It is absolutely not what you're here for. You're supposed to be representing us. You're supposed to be keeping our area a bucolic, wonderful place to raise our children. It's why I stayed here. My siblings didn't. My little brother and I are the only ones here. The rest of my siblings live elsewhere because they can't even stomach Long Island anymore because of things like this. Please don't listen to this garbage that is being sold. Please do what you promised to do and represent all of us. Please, I'm begging you. Thank you.
Thank you. Laura Fennell. Laura Fennell.
I have questions. Any? All right. Sorry, I'm a mean girl tonight.
I'm Laura Fennell. I also live in East Quogue. But I had questions regarding this because I was under the impression that this agreement was already reached. My question is, if we continue to modify these agreements, what is going to stop from, now we're at 59 housing approvals, and we still can't do housing. Right now, we're going to go to 60, and then we can't find property in East Quogue to build the appropriate housing. It's going to continue to get pushed down the road. The project is going to get built, There won't be the property to find because we don't have enough land in East Quogue to build the appropriate housing or the larger housing to house 100 different people. And we're going to wind up with the hills and not the other side of the agreement, which was the affordable housing. That's all.
Thank you. Ann Algieri?
While Ann's making her way up, just to clarify the process to answer your question, I think it's important for folks to know that we can't deny anyone from making a request or application. So of course, that's what's being considered, and it's very important that you're voicing. So thanks for being here.
Yes. And write letters if you want, okay? No, we read everything.
Yeah. Emails
We
also.
do.
Email-
Emails, letters,
emails.
whatever. Ann, please.
Ann Algieri, a resident of East Quogue. I also do sit on the Conservation Board here in the town, but this has nothing to do with the Conservation Board, and I'm speaking for myself. I don't want to repeat everything that was said that is against, giving approval for this request, but I want you to know that I go along with it. Somehow, nothing ever seems to be enough for Discovery Land, and they have managed to get through, with majorities going along with them, this application to where it is now. It's supposed to be a residential development, so now they need 100 more employees to take care of it. That, to me, is not a residential development. But the only thing that was coming out of this for East Quogue was that we were going to have 12 units of affordable rental housing. That was the only thing, and that would go to people here in Southampton town by lottery. That was my understanding. And now we're playing a game to delay it, so maybe now that the law that you can put this staff housing on this property, they can manage to get that in. The property can't even sustain another 100 people. As you know, what has come before this board is how sensitive it is. In my view, a golf course never should have gone there because of where it is, but it's there. We have to deal with it, we have to accept it, but we don't have to make it worse. This affordable housing, that shovel should be in the ground right now, and something should be given to the people of East Quogue who are going to pay big prices for this development being there. So I hope that you support the people that are asking, make them stick to their agreement and not change it. Find where your staff housing is later, but why you need that much staff housing, yes, golf courses have it, but those are public golf courses. This is not supposed to be a public golf course. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak before we go to Zoom, please?
Good evening, William Kearns, East Quogue. I'm concerned I live right on the golf course, unfortunately, and they do mow the lawns at 5:30, 6 o'clock, which I think is illegal. But I'm concerned about what's going to happen next, what's going to pop up next. This project was under consideration for 12 years, not 10 years, 12 years. And did they not consider the fact that they would have 100 employees at this facility? They also maintain that this wasn't a business, and because businesses are not allowed in the Pine Barrens. This is a business. If you have 100 people working for you that get paychecks, if you have a golf pro, a tennis pro, people driving those lawnmowers, they are employees. They're employed by a business. But I'm concerned about what's going to happen next. How did Spinney Road slip through the cracks? How did the extension of Spinney Road, which is the road I live on, they claim is theirs now. They put Belgian block curbs across Spinney Road, so you can't get in there. They have security guys telling you to get lost, and it's a town road. How did that slip through the cracks? And I'm concerned about what else is going to happen in the future that hasn't been addressed by the town board, by you folks, and what they have next coming across your desks for change, for modification. This deal was set in stone. This deal took a long time to put together, irrespective of whether it's right or not. It was set in stone. And now they're coming back at the 11th hour, or at way past the 11th hour, to modify it. It's not right. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter, is there anyone on Zoom?
We have somebody else. Jackie.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
So my name's Charlie McCardle. I'm the highway superintendent. I just want to make sure the board is aware. There's a thing called acting in good faith. And acting in good faith means what you agree to is what you do. And you don't circumvent it, you don't go around it. And I just want to make sure that the board understands that there are 2 current notices of violation that have yet to be heard in court for this group. And it's my opinion that this board shouldn't even consider the application till these notices of violations are resolved. It just makes sense. And that's really all I have to say.
Can you speak to the Spinney Road issue?
No.
No.
It's current litigation, but I can say I support what these people are talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else wishes to speak?
Zoom, did we check?
Anyone on Zoom? Peter?
One person.
Yes?
He said one person, yeah.
Okay.
Checking it.
One person.
Christine Grant.
Yes, Christine Grant?
Hi there. My name is Christine Grant. I am a resident of East Quogue. I'm also the secretary of the East Quogue CAC. And we had our CAC meeting last night. A number of residents came to share their concerns with the Hills and the possibility of them once again rewriting the deal and asking for additional COs before the workforce housing is completed. Discovery has had plenty of time to get these workforce housing units built. They chose not to, and now they should not be gifted extra time. The workforce housing needs to be built before issuing additional COs, and I do hope that the board will side with the residents of East Quogue. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak?
On Zoom?
I think he said it was only one
person on Zoom, he said. Okay.
Yeah, no one else.
We encourage you to write your comments to our board, either email or hard copy.
We do read everything.
We read everything, evaluate anything, yeah.
How long of a time period are you going to take to make this?
We're going to keep this open for 30 days.
That's it? This is
Yeah.
the first time that some of us are hearing of it. Is it
Yeah.
published somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes, notice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you get notice?
The
You did?
property was properly posted and
I'm
mailed.
sorry, say that again?
The property was properly posted and the mailings were sent. They fulfilled their obligations.
Where were they mailed? I live in East Quogue. I have 2 mailboxes in East Quogue.
Yeah,
You
but-
want to get up and discuss?
Okay, I just want to know, so we have 30 days to petition you?
Yeah, to write, yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
I'll be contacting door to door. Thank you.
Okay. Wayne, do you want to say any closing words, or?
We've got a couple of people raising hands, too.
Elizabeth Jackson again. I'm just comment on the posters. We've had this, again, issues in the past with different public hearings for this particular property because actually, as much as they can claim the homeowners association is at 89 Lewis Road doesn't exist. The poster that was posted at the entrance to the Cracky Farm property, the East Quogue Farm LLC, was far inside the gate line where their other things are posted, to which you have to be harassed by security if you want to go in that far. It was not visible from the roadside. The only other sign we found was one that was down by the end of Spinney, and no other posters were found visible. Also, I have a post office box that was on the listing, and ours was postmarked September 2nd. So in the urgency of all of this, technically, that is not within the time period that needed for.
Okay, thank you for letting us know that.
Not everyone gets noticed.
I have a mailbox that is affiliated with East Quogue Cemetery Association, and the Cemetery Association is bordering right next door to where the workforce housing is.
Thank you. Okay, so Wayne, did you need to say anything?
Well, certainly, I perceive some misinformation, obviously, being out there. Again, there is an opportunity here, and the only spot on this entire property is that workforce housing lot, that if we were going to do any further work that can be connected to the sewer, that's where it's going to be located. If we build this building now, that opportunity's gone. So that means workforce housing or otherwise might be off-site, competing with everybody else trying to get an affordable lot. And so we saw this as an opportunity to provide more workforce housing for the community on a site that is connected to the sewers.
Wade,
So-
Wade, if I may interrupt, I'm confused.
Hang on.
I think she's going to get to that.
Would you please clarify, you said the only place you could build this is on this site, but if you build it, you've built 12 workforce housing.
If we build the 12 workforce housing on the workforce housing lot, as it's configured now, that will preclude the opportunity to do anything else on that lot. There is no other lot in our subdivision that's available to do any other kind of housing.
Can I,
Wayne, can you just address the notice? I think that's really.
The notice was properly done under the code. As the code reads, it goes to abutting landowners. Mailings go to abutting landowners.
Public
The
notice.
signs were posted. The sign I personally posted right at the gate post outside the gate on Lewis Road, which is actually off-site. But nonetheless, we put it on Lewis Road because we would expect the public to be able to see it on Lewis Road, because the public isn't going up our proposed road. The only road that they would have seen would be on Spinney Road. At the terminus of Spinney Road, the paved portion, you would see two signs on either side. Other than that, the other signs are all internal. So as far as signage, it was posted in the appropriate places that the code requires. Actually, if you read your code, it's supposed to be on our property 10 feet in from the property line. If people did all that, you wouldn't see half of these signs on most properties, because a lot of properties have hedges and everything else. If you went to Sandy Hollow, the hearing before this, I put it posted right in front of the parking lot, out in the public right-of-way.
Right.
That's where this sign was on Lewis Road. It's in the public right-of-way so that the public could see it. The whole purpose of the sign was to allow these people to know there was a hearing and come to the hearing to be heard. I think that's worked.
Okay.
So as far, again, this request is for an opportunity. The opportunity will close. And it's not just to benefit us, it's to benefit the community. We will have these employees hired by the homeowners association to maintain the golf course and the other facilities. They're employees like every other employee in the town of Southampton, and they will need a place to live. If they're not living here, they're going to be living up west, enjoying the trade parade.
Please.
So I know the town's goal is to provide workforce housing, and this is an opportunity to do so, not at the cost of the taxpayer. So that's the opportunity before you. If the board were to say no, we'd go build the building, and that workforce housing opportunity will disappear.
can I ask
Yes, please, quickly, yeah.
Never mind.
I appreciate you giving me a little extra time.
Yeah.
I want to address a notification.
And your name again?
My name is Linda Pugh.
Linda Pugh.
I live on Old Country Road. I travel Lewis Road regularly. The notification on Lewis Road, I missed quite a few times. The traffic there is horrendous. The notification is set back off the road. You cannot see it readily. If you come from East Quogue and head towards Riverhead, you can't even see it because you're already through there. You can see it the other way, but it's all the way set back. You physically have to stop on the side of the road to get in there. That's the notification. It's on Lewis Road. I have a picture of the one, I drove up Spinney. I did take a picture of the one on Spinney. You have to go all the way to the end of Spinney, and I saw it there. I only became aware of this hearing in the newspaper that was published on the 28th of August. A little thing in the paper. So the notification, it may meet Mr. Bruin's legal thing, but ethically, morally, the notification.
The posting you're saying.
The posting
yeah.
was not for everyone to see.
The posting is prescribed by New York State law. Our board has no ability to
No,
modify.
I understand. We just want to explain.
She's just saying, she's
It's-
reporting where it was.
Frustrated in the system.
I mean, I don't have a picture. I should have taken a picture. I could have shown it to you, but if you're in the area, just take a ride and take a look.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
I can share this picture of the sign if you want to
Wayne,
look
why
at
don't you
it.
submit that, Wayne, just submit a copy.
I just want you to see it. It was
Thank
right
you.
at the gate, fence post at the gate. You can take a look. I'll send the board a copy.
Yeah, make it, enter it into the record.
So, yeah, quickly, please.
My name's Michelle Medusky again. So I'm trying to understand what just happened here, and I'm a pretty smart woman, I think, I hope. So am I understanding that these people are trying to trade out the workforce housing for staff housing because they can't house their people? Is that what I'm getting from the gist of this?
He hasn't.
I'm asking a question.
He hasn't stated that.
Okay, no,
Okay.
I'm not done. I also want to know, you keep talking about this significant gain, this is a significant opportunity. Well, not for us, it's significant for Discovery Land. And by the way, if it's not a business, why is the property posted on their website with all the hundreds of properties all over the world that they're offering? This is a business, because I live in a residential neighborhood, and we don't need housing in a residential neighborhood because we live in our houses. So how is this not a
Okay,
business?
Let him respond to you, okay? So
But I
thank
want to
you.
know, are you trying to insinuate that the folks that are coming to work at your golf course are going to be the workforce we're housing? Because we don't need to do that. Be like the rest of the businesses in the local area that have to struggle to go in the trade parade and get to their jobs. And look at all the people, you have to figure out how you're getting here every day during the summer. It's horrendous.
We know
You're
that.
losing
We
your
know that.
lives and commuting. So why are we helping people that have millions and billions of dollars? Help local people.
Right.
I'm done. I'm not going to ask to
Okay.
speak again.
Wayne, do you want to respond to that?
Also,
Just
Jackie,
again,
real
for
quick, there might be
clarification,
someone else who wants to talk on Zoom.
We have
but
no
Wayne
set
can-
plans. We look at this as an opportunity that will close to provide additional workforce housing. Your code and this planning board only required 12 units. There's an opportunity to provide more.
On site in this,
By the way, the people that work here, the people that work on this golf course and otherwise can qualify for this housing, just like any other resident could qualify for this housing. It's not a requirement for residents. The code does not require to be residents. They have to have a certain income level, and they can occupy it. That's the town code.
so just to clarify for us and for the community, what you're saying is that you'll build the 12 houses, but that closes the affordable housing opportunity. I think we need a definition of what you mean by opportunity. Is that off-site staff
No,
housing?
no, we're talking about.
On-site?
We're talking about the workforce housing lot,
That
which
was
you're familiar
approved.
with,
Right.
that has a site plan approved for a certain
Right.
12-unit building. There is enough space in that cleared area to provide a different configuration of a building or buildings, okay, that can provide additional workforce housing. If we build the building that's approved now, those opportunities disappear. Okay, so there's an opportunity to do more on that location. That would be workforce housing that could qualify under your code for additional workforce housing. That's the opportunity that we're presenting.
What I recall from,
Please.
what I recall from when we had the meeting on our afternoon session, I heard, I think it was Tony Panza, who does golf course housing, worker housing, that there was an opportunity to add dorms for staff, is what Jessica, I heard you describe.
That's one option.
I haven't heard, and I did not hear specifically in addition to the 12 of workforce
It
housing.
would be in addition. No matter what we do, there will be 12 workforce housing units there as currently approved. Be in a different configuration perhaps, but there's opportunities. It could be what you just described, or it could be some other configuration, and we don't have any numbers. All we know is there's an opportunity to provide more that we all can sit down and look at and determine. But if the way things move, this isn't going to happen overnight, and if we needed to get that approved, we wouldn't have enough time to do that. And that's what the extension is to allow us the time to have that opportunity to figure that out. If you don't want to do that, then that'll be your decision,
The
and
12
that'll
units.
close that opportunity. That's all we're saying.
Okay. One,
Just to
that's it.
clarify the truth in this, it's probably written on the survey, it's written in every covenant that they've filed, it's written in every document that they've submitted every time, repeatedly telling us. They have maxed out on their flow credits for their everything. They are not to build any more units in this subdivision. That was adamantly made known in every aspect of this. So when he comes here and tells you and everyone else that there might be, no, the entire plan was maxed out based on Suffolk County Health Department regulations, based on Pine Barrens regulations, based on Southampton regulations. There is no changing. Those were only a mere 12 units of very modest housing. You are not going to convert them into anything bigger than that. And so when he says that, he hasn't proven anything to show that that is at all viable. Don't listen to him.
Okay, thank you. So we'll close the hearing with a 30-day written comment period. Please
We have someone on
send
Zoom.
your letters in.
There's someone else on Zoom, Peter just said, I think.
Is there someone on Zoom?
Yeah, if that's all right.
Peter?
Someone on Zoom.
They're coming on now.
Could you speak up a little, Peter? We can't really hear you.
Sorry, they're coming on now.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yes, can we have your name, please?
My name is Catherine McMahon. I'm an East Quogue resident. I agree with what Mrs. Medusky had commented on, that it's crazy that the idea of adding, he seems to be using the word workforce housing and using it synonymously with his employee housing. So I'm just curious, if they're going to be putting in more workforce housing, will they commit to putting it all in the lottery? Or is he calling it workforce housing only for his employees? And then it seems ridiculous that you would agree to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. Is that it, Peter, on the Zoom?
That's all.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there's some clarifications to be made in terms of what you were saying, Wayne. I think, if that's staff housing, or is it more affordable housing, which is what she just said? So,
Just what is your email?
Let's close.
the email address is
Whose email address?
ours.
Submit comments.
Everybody's email addresses are the first initial of their first name and then their last name at southamptontownny.gov.
But on the planning board website, if you click their link, it goes to everybody. That's the best way to do it.
Or this, or the town clerk.
The town website,
So-
go to
so
planning board page.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Jackie, we need a motion.
I know.
Okay.
So did you close the?
Motion.
Right,
We have
30-day
Motion
comment?
to close with a 30-day written comment period.
Motion.
By Dennis, second by Gloria, and all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 7 in favor. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion by George, second by Tom. All in favor? Opposed, abstentions,
Mike's
7
off.
in favor. Mike's off. I was not here for that meeting.
It was very obvious.